Okay, okay, hello everybody. Making sure I am not muted. All right. This is Joan Jacobs. Good evening, and thank you all for being here. I call this meeting to order and ask Rosalie if you would make the roll call. Thank you. Please remember to unmute before responding.
Joan Jacobs,
Present.
Rosalie Preston, present. Majeni Nixon,
Present.
Nita Stonehawker,
Present.
Dave Trejo,
Present.
Arvie Powell,
Arvie, can you unmute?
Yeah, I'm sorry, present. I'm sorry. Present.
Oscar Ruiz,
Present.
Jackie Jackson,
Present.
Craig Kusunoki.
Present.
Okay, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, first I call for general public comment on non-agenda items that are within the Neighbourhood Council's subject matter jurisdiction. Each speaker will be allowed 2 minutes per speaker. Please press *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute if you have a question.
You can't leave that.
iPhone 262, you have a question? Hello? Are there any questions? *9 to raise your hand, and then press *6 to unmute. I don't see anybody at the moment with a raised hand. Rosalie, do you see anybody? Does anybody see anybody?
No, I do not.
Okay, then we will go on to the reports. Rosalie, your advice, CD 15 or LAPD?
I think LAPD
Okay.
first.
Okay, Officer Martinez, if you would like to give your report.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you guys. First of all, thank you everybody for being here. And just to let everybody know, the last few weeks I've been off and on with work and vacation, and yeah, I've been here and there. So I'm getting back into the groove again with things. But some of the things that are happening within our division, not necessarily with just the gateway, but throughout the division, some of the crime trends that are happening, the violent crime trends they're down a little bit. Our homicides, our rapes, are down. We are up a little bit with our robberies. And again, this is throughout the division, and our aggravated assaults, were up. And then, moving forward, within Southeast Division again, we're up. This is year to date, so I'm giving you from January to current 2023 versus 2024. Our homicides were down 14%. Unfortunately, our low level rapes are 75% were up. Robberies were up 25%. Aggravated assaults 0.2%. So it's almost even. Then you have our shots fired, we're up 2%, and shooting victims were down 1%. Then you go into property crimes, and our burglaries, unfortunately, throughout the division again, we're up 14%. Our grand theft autos were down 11%. Our burglary theft from vehicles were down 17%. And our thefts from person were up 3%. So if you look at the whole crime that you put an analysis together, we're down about 7.1%, and it's called Part 1 crime. So some things just to look about, and just what's going on through the division. Also, I wanted to provide information regarding the gateway, and this past week several vehicles had been taken, one from Ainsworth, the 120 block, 121, 121st and Ainsworth, that area. It was a 2019 Kia, was taken. It was a four-door black. 158th Street in Hoover, another Infinity was taken. 141st in Vermont, a Chevy Camaro was taken, a 2018. And then down at the far end of the division towards 165th Street in Denver, a Nissan was taken. But as I look at a lot of the vehicles, it's now getting a little bit more mixture of vehicles. Before it was just the Kias and Hondas, but now you're seeing a variety of vehicles being taken. So just be careful. A lot of the reports that I get when the vehicles are taken, it's people are doing the right thing. They're going after the catalytic converters. They're punching the keyholes on the door, and they're punching the ignition. And I'm not an expert at that, but that's how they're taking the vehicles and driving them off. So that's what's going on. Also, I was off last week. I've been on vacation, but I was reading there was an ADW shooting down by Rosecrans Park. It was a Gardena 13 gang member was a victim. Didn't get a lot of information. It occurred down there at 840 West 149th Street. And then it just, the summary goes, officers responded to a shooting and located a victim suffering from gunshot wounds to the arm and leg. The victim was identified as Gardena 13 gang member. Detective spoke to witnesses who stated one of the group males chased another group in the park. Both groups shot at each other. So that's what we have. And it's an ongoing investigation with our not only our gang detectives, but our gang officers. So that's what's happening. There was another shooting. I don't know if any of you saw on the news down there in the area. It was I want to say it was off of Broadway though on 130th. I could stand corrected on the actual street, but officers were conducting a traffic stop. Individual fired on him. I can't give a lot of information out on that, but that's an ongoing investigation. But I know it was a little pursuit involved, and the individual got away. But they're still looking at the leads on that. But that there's a lot of stuff happening right now. The summer's it's heating up. A lot of things going on. You got to be careful. Know your surroundings when you're out there. Right now, Rosecrans Park, we have Summer Night Light program going on. That's happening, I want to say Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Correction, Wednesdays, I think we've canceled those. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So they're doing a lot of activities at the park. The officers monitor it. They're at the park. They're there when it opens and they're when it closes. So you'll have somebody there. I'm also working with, I contacted Railroad Police. We're working on setting a cleanup over there on the railroad just south of the park. If you drive by, you're going to see encampments back there again. And it's kind of the same usual suspects. We provide outreach for them, but it's just they return. It's the individuals. It's like a homing beacon to them, that little area. So, but other than that, what I've been working on with Council District 15, their field deputy Nick Chavez. We've been doing a lot of Care Plus cleanups at 132nd and 130th off of Figueroa. There's a cul-de-sac business area, and I think we've removed so far probably 16 motorhomes from there. The removing them is one thing, but keeping them away, or that's the trick. So today I ended up impounding one down there off of 130th. They moved back after everything was cleaned up. So these people drop them off and just, I guess they're renting them out, but it's amazing because this motorhome was just, it's not livable conditions, but somebody was in there and they agreed to leave. And I offered some to seek assistance for them for assisted living, but they refused and went on their own way. But we're a lot of the senior leads, we're working a lot on the homeless. It's really, it's a lot that we have to deal with and do. And there's a lot of rules and regulations that we're still working with, but we're chipping away at it and we're doing that. Another thing I'm working with the city attorney is the Edge of Town Motel. I have a cleanup scheduled. We're just waiting on a date with Council District 15 to get the motorhomes removed in front of Edgertown Motel. But the city attorney and myself and the owner walked the premises of the Edgertown Motel. Restrictions were made, so they're going to be putting a new fence line, and we're going to keep it monitored. They're going to, hopefully our relationship will go stronger so we can keep that place clean. And they're talking about things they want to do with it to get it open again, but there's a lot of restrictions before that can happen. And if they can meet them, then maybe it can happen. Also, there's a couple people that have reached out to me in the community. That Mike Larson, he's back. He's a homeless male white. He's usually off Alondra. I went by, saw him today. I'm trying to give him a couple days to get out of there, and then I'll return. Also on I think El Segundo, there's a male Hispanic right near the freeway. I got him to move, but I don't know why he stays right there, but he's right in plain sight. But he moved his stuff. And then RV, I don't know if you've seen, there's a gentleman, I just got a message, my email regarding a homeless tent or an encampment off of Hoover and towards 135th Street. So tomorrow I'll address that. I'll go by there if he's there. And so those are things I'm working on. I'm also getting a lot of thefts and robberies from Farmer Boys, 7-Eleven, and the shoe warehouse on 135th and Fig. So, when you're shopping or when you're out there, just be careful. I'm working with the individuals, the owners, and some of the individuals working at the locations, and just there's a lot going on with that, but we're working to try to help them and assist them. But other than that, I appreciate all the emails. If anybody's out there, the emails that are coming in, I'm gonna start addressing them, starting working with them. And again, these motorhomes, it takes a process to get them removed, so just be patient with that. But we'll chip away at them one at a time. So any questions or concerns, please let me know. Or I don't know if you want to do that right now, Rosalie, or how you guys want to handle that.
Okay, so thank you, Officer Martinez.
Yes, ma'am.
Does anybody have questions for Officer Martinez?
Oh,
do-
I do.
Yeah.
About the homeless person, are they over there behind the alley or something?
No, RV, this is right there on, the walk path on Hoover.
Yeah.
By the
Uh-huh.
freeway. Yeah, it's right. It's a brown tent right there at the end towards 135th.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
so-
I didn't,
Yeah,
I missed
it
it. I
might-
haven't gone that way.
Yeah, it might
Mhm.
have just popped up, but I'll go over there tomorrow and I'll address it. And RV, I still have that abandoned home. They sent me there's a picture of a vehicle behind it, so I'm going to address that tomorrow also.
Okay, all right, thank you.
We're welcome.
Mhm.
Is there anybody else? I see there is Sergeant Spengler. Did you have something to add, Sergeant Spengler? Or are you from a different?
He's Officer Martinez supervisor.
Yeah, he
Oh,
might
okay.
have something. I don't know
Okay.
if he,
Oh, can you hear me?
yes.
Yes.
Hey, it's Sergeant Spangler. No, I think Senior Lead Officer Martinez did a great job covering everything. And like you said, if you guys have any issues, feel free to email him or myself, and hopefully we can help resolve any of the issues out there.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Hey, real quick, I didn't mention one thing. And this is anybody in the Merritt Track neighborhood down there. They're having a neighborhood watch on Orchard and 169th. It's at the cul-de-sac. It's on Tuesday, July 16th from 6 to 7:30. They'll be having burgers, sodas, will be served, and it's basically for that specific housing tract. So if you're involved with that housing tract, you're welcome to come on out. Myself and other guest speakers will be there, but they've created a good neighborhood watch program there, and I want to keep this one going. So yes, anybody's welcome that lives in the area. Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very
And-
much.
Yes, I
Yes.
just wanted to add, I emailed Officer Martinez this morning because another vehicle was stolen
Right.
from Ainsworth, the 15900 block early this morning, and it was a Hyundai. It was stolen from their driveway.
Ooh, okay. Thank you for the warning. We'll all
Yeah.
be very careful.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a tough
Oh,
one.
my.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Can I just, hi, hey, Officer Martinez, it's Dave Trejo. Thank you
Hey, Mr.
for
Trejo,
the
how you doing,
updates.
sir?
Good, good. Sounds like you have your hands full and you're super busy.
Little
I'm
bit.
just gonna continue advocating for that Gardena Boulevard strip. It's like
Yep.
the graffiti seems like the first half hour of my day when I get to work is just reporting the graffiti, and then
Yeah.
when I go grab a sandwich from Giuliano's, I just pass a bunch of day drinking and homies hanging out all day, and it seems like
By the
I don't
bus
know. It
stop?
seems yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
right by that bus stop, and then that liquor
Yeah.
store that seems to sell alcohol to anyone,
Yeah.
or that
Yeah.
grocery store. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Dave, you know what, Dave, I'll look. I was down there today. I was running around in the area. Dave Matthews had told me they some guy was tagging G13, but it was actually he was erasing it.
Oh, was he?
Over on Figueroa. So he wanted to report him, and then he realized, oh, he's helping instead of contributing. But no, I'll be looking into that. And then I know I talked to Council District 15. This is a while ago. Rosalie, I know you guys have a little bit of concern. And later on we can discuss this about removing that bench, that bus bench. So that's a different conversation for a different night that we can talk about. But you know, just crime prevention through environmental design, and just maybe something that doesn't make it convenient for these guys to sit there and drink.
Yeah, but it's unfair to the bus.
I
bus
absolutely,
drivers, yeah.
but also
I
it's
think someone needs to talk to those guys. One of them lives on my street and I can talk
right.
to you about him and
Okay.
they
Yeah, like I
just
said,
they need a place to hang out
yeah.
that doesn't impact other people.
Well,
That's
unfortunately, these are grown men, so I wish they'd get jobs or do something, but they're not. But
yeah, well,
this is something we
social,
can
yeah,
talk about.
they need
Yeah.
social workers to
Yeah, this is something we can
address
talk
them.
about on the side. But yeah, Mr. Trejo, we'll start addressing that. And I appreciate you because you give me so much information on the tagging. Thank you, sir. Yep.
I have a ton of pictures that I keep meaning to catalog and just send over to you so you have it as
And
your own
everything,
archive.
absolutely, because I forward it to my gang officers, and then they kind of pick and choose like what they're looking at, and if seeing was the right, they try to read through the writing on the wall in a sense. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. All right, sir.
Okay, it looks like Minister Stephanie has a.
Hi, this
Sorry,
is Stephanie
I was-
Rockwell, and
I
I
was
just wanted to know, Officer Martinez, thank you so much for all your hard work. But I'd like to get your email address.
Yes. If you have a pencil, are you ready? Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you ready for it? I can give it to you.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's,
absolutely. I'm ready.
Yeah, it's 32384 at lapd.online. 32384 at lapd.online.
You said 2384
No, 32
3284
yeah, 32384. Yes,
at lapd.online.
correct.
Thank you so much.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, I think we're ready to move on to.
Okay, thank you very much. So Officer Martinez, thank you so much. That was very
Okay.
informative.
Okay, thank you. And then just the last thing, Rosalie, I'll get together with you tomorrow. We can discuss down there in Gardena.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. All right, bye.
Okay, so now I will call on, okay, Rosalie, who do you want next? Mayor's office or CD
No,
15 or supervisor?
CD 15.
Okay.
Nicholas.
CD 15 representative, there's that Nicholas presumably.
Yes, hello, good evening, everyone.
Hello, Nicholas Chavez, thank you so much.
Thank
Yes,
you very much.
floor is yours.
All right, I think everyone knows me, but for those that don't, my name is Nicholas Chavez, and I'm the Harbor Gateway representative for Councilman Tim McOsker. And I'll go ahead and put my email as well in the chat. Let me do that very quickly, just you guys
And
have.
also, Nicholas, can you explain that for those stakeholders who live north of the 105 freeway between Vermont and Figueroa, that they're represented by Councilmember Harris Dawson?
Yeah, I think you explained it right there, Rosalie. But yeah, that would be CD8. But everyone south of that area is part of CD15. So I wanted to echo some things that Officer Martinez had said. I believe Jocelyn is on this call, but Summer Night Lights did start up Thursday to Saturday. Rosecrans Recreation Center is one of the locations. So if you guys have some time to make it down, they're doing a lot of great events down there. So that's definitely something to do during the summer. And like Officer Martinez said, on the kind of cleanup and unhoused front, whether it's been RVs or kind of encampments popping up throughout the area, we've been working really hard with LASA and with our own unhoused coordinator from our council district to offer services, get people housed, and also just keep our right of ways clean. So, like Officer Martinez mentioned, 130th and 132nd off of Fig was two streets with full of RVs and lots of trash and criminal activity, especially late in the afternoon, that were obstructing businesses, and there were quite a few issues with the employees. So we've made a lot of good progress on that front, and we hope to keep that momentum into other parts of the district that need it. And I also did want to thank everyone as well that came out to Athens on the Hill for the Juneteenth event. It was an amazing event. The council member was really pleased with the turnout. And I'd like to thank everyone as well who helped put it together. So we'll bring it back next year, and we'll get the word out for next year. But I do want to thank the neighborhood council and everyone who attended that's on this call. A few more things. Again, I just want to encourage everyone again to keep using 311, whether it's on the graffiti front, to report homeless encampments, to report streetlights being out. Even animal services can be requested on there. So if you see a dead animal, a dead cat, something in the street, that's something that can be reported through 311. So I definitely encourage everyone to keep doing it. It helps. Reporting helps us all. When we report incidents to LAPD, it helps them data wise to track incidents, track problem locations, and it's the same thing on the city front, whether it's like I said, streetlights, graffiti, things like that. So definitely either call 311, use the app, or feel free to reach out, call our office, or email me about problem spots. I know one of the big problems throughout the whole city, but it's in certain parts of the gateway has been streetlights being out. So I know we make some progress, and then we're kind of take another step back. So I know this past month a few locations kind of in the north side, just off of kind of Imperial and Main area, there was quite a few lights and a few of the underpasses that were fixed and back to light. There was also an underpass off of Figueroa in the 91 that was lit up again. But I know we still have that problem of copper wire theft, vandalism. So I know I've gotten already a few more locations that have been impacted by outages. So those outages, please feel free to report them to me directly. We're still kind of, at least for streetlights, it's still quite a bit of a wait for maintenance. just because of the sheer amount of requests. But feel free to report that directly to our office, and we can just follow up and send them directly to our liaisons, especially kind of our problem locations. I also did want to talk about our clean team, who have been doing incredible work. About every week they're in the north side of the gateway, so especially off of 117th and Athens Way is a problem spot with illegal dumping, but we've been addressing those locations. The underpasses have also been cleaned up, and they've also been cleaning up a lot of the overgrown alleys. I know for tomorrow, they're going to be doing some cleanups off of 116th Place between Vermont and Hoover. I know part of that along the railroad track and along by the freeway, there's some overgrown weeds and lots of trash. So they're going to spruce up those locations. And again, if you guys have any requests for whether it's weed abatement, illegal dumping pickups, things like that, feel free to message them directly to me, and we can get those on the clean team's schedule. And I also wanted to add, going back to the encampments, whether it's RVs or some of these smaller encampments, whether it's just 1 tent, 2 tents, I do encourage everyone to submit LA Hops. LA Hop is a service through LASA where it's kind of the centralized system for outreach. So I'm gonna go ahead as well and put the link for that in the chat. Whenever someone calls our office or we get a message about homeless encampments, our first step as council employees is to submit an LA Hop, and that will get sent to LASA and be scheduled accordingly to an outreach team. So when you guys see encampments, please feel free to submit LA Hops first. Let me see what else I have. I did also just want to thank the neighborhood council for submitting the letter regarding the oil well funding. I know the Harbor Gateway North especially has a lot of old defunct oil wells. A few are active, but I know a lot are abandoned, and it's important, for the city as we're working towards phasing out oil operations, that we're able to clean and secure those abandoned wells. So hopefully with the funding received by the state, some of that funding can trickle down, and some of that can go towards areas in the North Gateway, especially Rosecrans, which was one of the biggest oil fields in the early 1900s in the Los Angeles area, and it has most of the wells that are in the gateway. So I do want to thank the neighborhood council for that. And then lastly, to wrap it up, our office space at the Enclave should be, I know I've been saying this for a while, but the lease finally is on the final stages. We're tentatively planning an opening event for the end of the month, if not early August. So I will keep all of you guys up to date on that when that comes, and we'll have a little ice cream social party so you guys can come down and visit the space. Apart from that about covers it, and if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them right now.
Thank you, Nicholas. Any questions for Nicholas? Rosalie, do you see any hands? Nope.
No, I do not.
Okay.
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 And lastly, sorry, Joan as well. I'm gonna just say really quickly, I'm gonna put the link to our website in the chat as well. And you guys can sign up for our newsletter if you're not already signed up.
Great.
So I'll
Thank
do
you.
that.
Thank you very much. Lovely. Okay. So if there are no questions, then we will go on to the next item, which is 3C, representative from the mayor's office.
I don't see Jocelyn.
No, good. Okay, thank you. I thought good. I meant, thank you for letting me know. And now then the Los Angeles County Supervisor's Office in 2nd District. And I think Ara is here.
He was earlier.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, still. I think so, yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Yes, I can.
Hi.
Hi,
Yeah, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ara An, and I'm from Supervisor Holly Mitchell's office at LA County 2nd District. It's great to be back, and for all of you serving at the Neighbor Council and everyone attending, I appreciate you for everything you do. And tonight, I wanted to share a couple updates, and also there has been a staff change in our office. My colleague Ray Cruz, he covered the part of Harbor Gateway, Watts, Willowbrook, and what have you, but he has transitioned to LASA, so he's no longer there. But today I wanted to visit again and share some updates. So thank you for having me. And first, I want to share a really cool event coming up for our students and families. So on August 3rd, which is a Saturday, at Magic Johnson Park in Willowbrook, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., there will be a LA County Parks Park After Dark event. And there will be music, entertainment, and something cool that I want to share is there will be bicycle and helmet giveaways as raffle prizes. So yeah, I want to share this to you all. And we're also looking into giving away backpack and even free laptops. But once the event the detail solidifies, I'll share the flyer to the Harbor Gateway North Neighbor Council board members, and I'll be grateful if you can share to everyone. And as you know, our district is really big, stretching from Culver City, beach cities to Carson, and it includes Harbor Gateway area, and all of you are welcome to attend. So once the flyer is ready, I'll share with you all. But really quickly, it's on August 3rd, Saturday from 6 to 10 p.m. at Magic Johnson Park. And so, yeah, hope many people can join. And the second event that I want to touch on is the monthly Racial Justice Learning Exchange program that our office hosts. And for those of you who are able to join our Juneteenth event on June 21st last month, thank you so much for coming. We held it at Victoria Park in Carson, and it was a 4th annual event, and it was so much fun celebrating and having resources. So I appreciate all of you that were able to drop by. For the month of July, we have a book club event, and we will read a book called The Sum of Us, which is by Heather McGee. And this will be on Monday, July 29th from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at Village Well Books and Coffee in Culver City. And if you visit our website, the event details are available. But we have these monthly Racial Justice Learning Exchange program. And so all of you are welcome to join those events as well. And let me see. For today, there was a board meeting, and a key motion that I want to highlight was the governance and transparency motion. So last year, Supervisor Horvath from the 3rd District and Supervisor Mitchell from the 2nd District, they worked on governance and transparency motion. And a year passed, and today, Supervisor Horvath and Supervisor Janice Hahn from the 4th District, they work on a motion for the governance. And basically, let me see. So this is a big motion because under the if this passes, under the proposed charter amendment, the number of supervisors would increase to 9 from 5. As some of you might know, LA County has 10 million residents, and currently there are 5 supervisors, and each district has about 2 million residents. So this would increase to 9 from 5. And also the second item on this is that our chief executive officer, who is kind of like a mayor in the city, this role is appointed and not elected. But if this is voted in November, then CEO position will be voted. And also, for those of you who might not be familiar, CEO, they basically oversee the budget and manage daily operations across the county. And the third item for this particular motion was that the county would create an independent ethics commission to investigate corruption. So these are the three high key points. And so basically, this has been voted 3-0 today. Supervisor Mitchell and Supervisor Barger, they abstained from the vote, and they want to navigate existing questions on how we can effectively serve our community with different policy change. So we're still navigating that, but the amendment must come back to the board twice more for votes before appearing on the November ballot. So this will keep on coming to the LA County Board of Supervisors meeting. And if things flow well, all of you that live in LA County will be able to vote on this. So this is a big board meeting information that I wanted to share. And also, I think everyone can relate that the weather is extremely hot and there are cooling centers across municipal governments, and at the county level, we have our county libraries and other facilities. And I can share the link, which is bit.ly/lowercase cooling centers and capitalized letters LA. So again, lowercase cooling centers, capitalized letters LA, and I can drop it in the chat, but I wanted to share that to you as a resource that we have. And also, as I wrap up, I want to share that our main website is mitchell.lacounty.gov. That is mitchell.lacounty.gov. And you can visit here to sign up for our e-newsletter, learn about different events and resources for this community. And yeah, I heard a comment, but yeah, if anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer. And I see that in the chat, if I drop a comment, it's visible for the host and the panelists, but I'll drop it here. And if the leadership can share it to other attendees, that'll be wonderful. And I'll be happy to take any questions.
Yes, hi, this is Norma Dolmo. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you, Norma.
Hi, I am just requesting if you can repeat the information on the book club again, please.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yes. Of course, Norma. So the book club event, it will be on Monday, July 29th. It will be from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m.
All right.
And it will be at a location called Village Well Books and Coffee. Really quickly, the address is 9900 Culver Boulevard in Culver City, California, 90232. And RSVP for this event is highly recommended.
Okay.
And I can drop the link to, it's a bit.ly link. Oh, I think Judy's, I hear you're talking. I can come back to you if you have a question later, but yeah, so bit.ly, really ly, I can share that as well. So it's bit.ly / capital letters SD2 dash capital J lowercase ULY -29. But yeah, I can send this to the board members, and if the board can kindly send it to Norma, I'll appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Of course. And I don't know if I see other hands. Anyone has any other questions? Okay, I think that's everything, but yeah, thank you. And some of the information I went over, I will go ahead and do a follow-up email to the board members. And again, if you can kindly share to the attendees, I'll be grateful. And the August 3rd event, I really want to push for that. We want to share these resources, giveaway items for our students and families. And so once the flyers is ready, I will share it to you all. And if you can share and attend, that'll be wonderful. But thank you, and I'll pass it to the board. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right, so if there are no other questions, we will proceed to the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. Helena Daub, and Helena, forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly.
Thank you. It's Helena Daub, and no worries. It's great to be here. Thank you all for joining. So some of these announcements may be more pertinent to the board, but just quickly, the new general manager, Carmen Chang, has begun her regional listening tour. So the department is hosting virtual listening tour, regional listening tours for the presidents and vice presidents. This is because of the Brown Act. We can't have all board members there. So I sent the invite was sent to you, and if the president and vice president can attend, you can appoint 2 other folks to attend this meeting. And this is an opportunity to share your experiences and feedback with the general manager herself. And she's, kind of going around and getting all of this information to start building on changes from there. The next thing is if you're not in those roles, but you still want to give your feedback, currently the 2024 Neighborhood Council Perceptions and Insight Survey has been sent. This will be live through the end of August, and this survey is an opportunity for board members to provide our department with feedback on your experiences within the neighborhood council system, and that includes within your board and then also between the board and our department. I would love to see everyone on my boards submit this survey. We can't change what we know, and I tell everyone, be super honest. Even if you think we're not going to like it, that is the best way for us to make changes moving forward. And then the next thing is election season is here. So bylaw season has ended. Your former NEA Octaviano will be sending updates. There were administrative changes as well, but now we're moving into election season. So for those of you, if they're stakeholders online, elections will be vote by mail in 2025. So that's one big thing. And the awareness and engagement team, we are working on an election outreach plan, but it's also good for the outreach committees to start forecasting and thinking about how they want to approach elections in your community as well. And of course, just another reminder, the 2024 Congress of Neighborhoods, that's coming up in September. We're going to blink and it'll be here before we know it. So it's a great opportunity to join, network, and share information across neighborhood councils. And then lastly, I want to thank you all for the training. I know there have been training reminders, updates sent since March, but just a quick verbal reminder that as of Monday, July 1st, 2024, every board member will be required to complete all 5 trainings and keep their ethics and funding trainings up to date to maintain eligibility to vote on all agenda items. So I think everyone has their code of conduct. That's great. Failure to complete the code of conduct does mean that you won't count towards quorum. So for board members in the future, this is just something good to know. They'll have 30 days to complete it, and then from there it does lead to automatic suspension and removal. That all said, I want to stress that this comes from bonk. So if there's anyone who is frustrated by this, please, I encourage everyone to attend bonk meetings when you can. You can join them in person or virtually because they are hybrid, and you can share your feedback. All of this information I am going to send in a follow-up email. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And if you have any questions now, you can let me know too.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any questions for Helena? I see no hands. Okay, thank you again very much for all that information. And if there are no questions, then we will proceed to the next item, which is the acceptance, item number 4, acceptance of the resignation of Elijah Thomas as youth representative and appointment of a new youth representative to fill the remaining term of office until June the 30th, 3025. Lee? I think it is 2025.
Oh, boy.
Okay, until June 25 next year. Okay, do we have anybody who is interested in that? Rosalie, do you know at this point if we've had
There
any?
was, as far as we know, there was one person who emailed us, and her name is Finesse Simmons, and she is present. So if she wants to give a statement, and then we'll just see if anyone else is here who was interested.
Thank you very much. And what is the name? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
Finesse Simmons.
Ah, yes, Finesse Simmons. Okay, Finesse, if you are still here, would you like to introduce yourself and talk to us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I gladly would. I believe it's best I turn my camera on since it's my first time here. Hi to all of the members of the board. My name is Finesse, and I was interested in becoming the youth representative for the neighborhood council. And a few things about me is that I have lived off of Imperial in Vermont on 115th Street for the majority of my life. I currently attend Iovine and Young Center, IDTE Magnet High School, which is in the Crenshaw area, specifically on Audubon's campus. And outside of school, I've participated in UCLA's Math Acceleration Program, MAP, and a performing arts program called the 3-in-1 Experience. And MAP and my performing arts program have both helped teach me how to work and communicate with different types of people. MAP was a math and science-based program that often required us to make mobile structures with everyday items from a car to a hand. And our instructors gave us many opportunities to fail and improvise these structures, which taught us how to commit to a project. And my performing arts program has also taught me the importance of being able to improvise by knowing the details of the script. And with working in the community, unexpected things are bound to occur, so I must know the details behind whatever project the community is working on. So I recognize that this is important for me to know what steps to take moving forward if something unforeseen were to happen. My personal goals as a youth representative would be putting more effort into the sanitation of where I live and creating a more presentable space. In complete honesty, since I've been living here since I was 2, and for most of my life, I felt unsafe walking outside of the boundaries of just my street. And there have been many issues with power lines, constant fires, trash, and homelessness near my home. And I want kids who are younger than me to have a nice impression of where they grew up and not feel anxious about leaving their homes. I also just generally hope that as a community, we can be taken seriously when expressing our needs. And I believe that changing the quality of the area could do that. So thank you for considering me for the position.
Thank you very much for that presentation. It's very interesting, Vanessa. Okay, if there is anybody else who is interested at this point in making a presentation or introducing themselves. Rosalie, how are we? Nobody?
Hello.
Judith?
Yes, my name is Judith Terrell, and I am very, very new. This is my first time being on this. I was invited by my friend Jackie, because as a young lady was talking just now, I do have a situation in my area where there's a lot of trash in the alley between between Southwest Boulevard and 113th Street. It's so bad that my neighbor, all of the trash pretty much is piled in front of my neighbor's house, her garage. She can't get in and out of the garage. It's a fire hazard. It's just a horrible mess out there. So I did get some information earlier today on where to send pictures and who to talk to, but I just thought I wanted to share this information with those of you who are on this call tonight to see how you can help me to get this cleaned up.
Thank you very much. Who would be Judith's representative?
I've already sent her information and we'll be working
Okay.
also with District 6 Rep Marvin Bell because she lives in CD8.
Okay, thank you very much, Rosalie. Okay.
Thank
so
you.
Thank you very much, Judith. Let's return to the youth representative. And can we vote on that tonight, or did we need to have a name down on our program, Rosalie?
No, we
could be-
wanted to see who showed up, and
Yes.
it seems that Finesse is the only one who's
Great, thank you.
Yes.
So could I have I call for a motion to approve our new
appointment.
to approve appointing Finesse Simmons as our new youth representative.
I make the motion.
Thank you. And I call for a second.
I second.
Thank you.
Marvin Bell. Okay.
Yes. And any questions? Are we okay to go away with the vote? Okay. Let us have, could we have the vote call, please, Rosalie?
Joan Jacobs,
Yes.
Rosalie Preston, yes. Majeni Nixon,
Yes, thank you.
Nita Stonehawker,
Yes.
Laverne Frericks,
Yes.
Dave Trejo,
Yes.
Harvey Powell,
Yes.
Eva Cooper Pace,
Yes.
Marvin Bell,
Yes.
Oscar Ruiz,
Yes.
Frankie Mays,
Yes.
Jackie Jackson,
Yes, yes.
Craig Kusunoki.
Yes.
Okay, so Vanessa is our new youth representative and we'll be working with her because now she has to take all those trainings and
Yes. Right. So welcome, Finesse,
Yay.
to the board. Yes, 3 cheers.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Great. We're so happy you will be joining us. This is terrific. Okay, so going on to item number 5, committee appointments. Outreach Communications Committee, Frankie Mays. So Frankie, did you have anything you needed to say before we go to the voting process? Arvi, were you wanting to say something?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, Frankie. Hello, Frankie. Are you there? Okay.
Hello?
Yes. Thank you. Okay, did you want to say anything about you want to be appointed to the Outreach Communications Committee, is that right?
Yes, I would love to work with the outreach communication to make sure we get all the information our neighbors need and share it with them. So I would love to do the job.
Thank you very much. Okay, are there any questions? I will call for a motion to appoint Frankie May to the Outreach Communications Committee.
I make a motion.
Thank you, Marvin. And a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. That was
Arvi.
Arvi. Thank you, Arvi. Yes. Okay, if there's no further discussion, then we can continue with the vote. Rosalie?
Joan Jacobs,
Yes.
Rosalie Preston, yes. Majeni Nixon,
Yes.
Laverne Frericks,
Yes.
Nita Stonehawker,
Yes.
Dave Trejo,
Yes.
Harvey Powell,
Yes.
Eva Cooper Pay,
Yes.
Marvin Bell,
Yes. Yes.
Oscar Ruiz,
Yes.
Frankie May,
Yes.
Jackie Jackson,
Yes.
Craig Kusunoki.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. And I want to point out for any other stakeholders present who are interested, I think we are going to need some, one or two more people on the outreach committee, which will probably be taking the role of our election committee as well. And at this point, we're planning a meeting. We haven't met for a long time on Thursday, July the 18th. And we'll be announcing that.
Okay, the 18th of this month?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Rosalie. Okay, so I assume that that was, or that sounded as if it was a vote in favor, right?
Yes, the motion passed.
Thank you. Okay, so going on to the next item, Planning and Land Use Committee, appointment of Rebecca Rodriguez. Rebecca, would you mind telling us something about yourself? Because I don't think we know anything very much, or at least I don't anyway. Would you just introduce yourself?
Hi, good evening. Hi, Joan. I think I met you once before.
Oh, okay. Forgive me. Yes. Thank you.
So I live in District 4, and I'm interested in joining the Planning and Land Use Committee for Harbor Gateway North Neighborhood Council. I'm eager to contribute to the development and sustainability of our neighborhood. My involvement in community service extends over several years, particularly through volunteering at schools in my previous community, which predominantly served families from lower socioeconomic backgrounds. This experience provided me with invaluable insights into the challenges faced by underserved communities, including issues related to housing, education, and access to resources. I'm an educator, and my professional journey has brought me to work in a community marked by industrial manufacturing and consequent environmental pollution. So witnessing firsthand the detrimental impact of pollution on public health has fueled my passion for environmental justice advocacy. So I look forward to being able to contribute meaningfully to the future development of Harbor Gateway North, and collaborating on land use policies that will shape our community's future in a sustainable and inclusive manner.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Okay, I will call for a motion to appoint Rebecca Rodriguez to the Planning and Land Use Committee. Would anybody make a motion?
Rosalie makes the motion.
Okay,
I second.
That was, sorry, Marvin again?
Yes.
Thank you, Marvin. Okay, if there are no questions for Rebecca, then we will proceed to the vote. Thank you, Rosalie.
Joan Jacob,
Yes.
Rosalie Preston, yes. Majeni Nixon,
Yes.
Laverne Frericks,
Yes.
Nita Stonehawker,
Yes.
Dave Trejo,
Yes.
Harvey Powell,
Yes.
Eva Cooper Pace,
I abstain.
Marvin Bell,
Yes.
Oscar Ruiz,
Yes.
Frankie Mays,
Yes.
Jackie Jackson,
Yes.
Craig Kusunoki.
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes.
Thank you very
So-
much.
So we'll be in touch with Rebecca on a committee. Well, planning and land use, there's 2 trainings. Planning 101 and also reading and acknowledging the code of conduct. So we'll work with her on that.
Thank you, Rosalie. Great. So item number 6, administrative motions. Approval of the June the 4th, 2024 special board minutes. Have you all had a chance to read these minutes? All the board members? If so, and there are no questions, I will call for a motion to approve these minutes as submitted. Call for a motion. Hello? I thought I
I
was.
motion for approval of the June 4th special board minutes.
Thank you, Eva. And a second?
Second.
Thank you, Marlon. Okay, if there are no questions, then we can proceed to the vote. Rosalie?
Joan Jacob,
Yes.
Rosalie Preston, yes. Majeni Nixon,
Yes.
Laverne Frerichs,
Abstain.
Nita Stonehawker,
Yes.
Dave Trejo,
Yes.
Harvey Powell,
Yes.
Eva Cooper Pace,
Yes.
Marvin Bell,
Yes.
Oscar Ruiz,
Yes.
Frankie May,
Yes.
Jackie Jackson,
Yes.
Craig Kusunoki.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed.
Thank you. Then item 6B, approval of the May 2024 monthly expenditure report, which also calls for a vote. So we all have a copy of that, or we all had a copy of that. And are there any questions or corrections that anybody would like to make? If not, I will call for a motion to approve the May 2024 monthly expenditure report.
I
Could
move.
I have Anita, are you making a motion?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. And a second?
Second.
Thank you, Frankie. Okay, Rosalie, we can proceed to vote.
Okay, on the May 2024 monthly expenditure report, Joan Jacob,
Yes.
Rosalie Preston, yes. Majeni Nixon,
Yes.
Laverne Frerichs,
Yes.
Nita Stonehawker,
Yes.
Dave Trejo,
Yes.
Harvey Powell,
Yes.
Eva Cooper Pace,
Yes.
Marvin Bell,
Yes.
Oscar Ruiz,
Yes.
Frankie Mays,
Yes.
Jackie Jackson,
Yes.
Craig Kusunoki.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes.
Thank you. Item 6D. Oh, no. That was the 2024 monthly expenditure report, right? The June. Sorry.
We do, no, that was the May.
That was the May one.
Now we have the June.
Getting my lines mixed. Right. So now we go to item 6C, approval of the June 2024 monthly expenditure report. I crossed it off my list too quickly. Thank you. Okay, so I call for a motion to approve this. Are there any, but first, sorry, any questions or corrections?
It looks like Madge is,
Oh yeah, I don't see one.
I see her hand.
Did you?
I
Madge?
shouldn't have a hand up. I don't have any questions.
You
Oh,
don't?
no, it's Lou Watson.
Okay.
I would like for this one to be screen shared, please.
Okay, let me see if I can screen share. I was having trouble the last few times with this new version of Zoom. Okay, can people
Thank
see
you.
that?
Yes.
And Helena had her hand raised? or-
I
Yeah,
didn't see anybody with a hand raised.
I do have my hand raised. Can I
Oh, you
speak
do?
real quick?
Sorry?
May I interrupt real quick?
If
Sure.
it's about the voting, Helena, I'm taking care of that.
Okay, there are two people who are ineligible
I
according
know,
to,
and I
okay.
am taking care of it.
Okay, I need proof of that because if these individuals continue voting on items, you may have to put them on a future agenda to re-vote. And that is why this is important. And I just want to make sure that everyone's eligible who is currently voting right now.
And the correct list will appear on our board action certificate.
I would need a copy of the completion right now. Like if they can send it to me now, as of today, they were incomplete when I checked.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Okay,
After we've screen shared, yeah.
Okay, well, the two individuals who should not be voting unless they are fully complete on their trainings is Marvin Bell and Eva Cooper Pace. So moving forward, please announce yourself as ineligible to vote on these items.
So should we go back and vote?
No, they're not gonna be, we're gonna clarify whether they were able to complete their training before the meeting. So there was some confusion about that, so. We will clarify and work on that. So on the screen share, we have for the month of June, which closed out the previous fiscal year, there was the AT&T for our office internet and Wi-Fi, the AT&T for the landline, the monthly rental payment of $670, the copy machine lease that is made through Insight Investments. That was for the month of June. There was one for, well, it was the April payment. I'm not quite sure. I assume that was April. We paid for our Zoom renewal, almost 200 for the year. The $1,000 as the neighborhood purposes grant for the Harbor Area Gang Alternatives that we know as GAP. $200 for Christina Smith of the mailroom for our website, and $500 for the Congress of Neighborhoods.
Okay, are there any questions regarding this report? If not, I call for a motion to approve this report. That is the approval of the June 2024 monthly expenditure report. Call for a motion.
I make a motion to approve June.
Okay, thank you. And a second?
I second.
Thank you, Avi. And I call for the vote.
Okay, Joan Jacobs,
Yes.
Rosalie Preston, yes. Jenny Nixon,
Yes.
Laverne Frericks,
Yes.
Nita Stonehawker,
Yes.
Dave Trejo,
Yes.
Arby Powell,
Yes.
Barbara Tyson Frazier, no, she's not here. Oscar Ruiz,
Yes.
Frankie Mays,
Yes.
Jackie Jackson,
Yes.
Craig Kusunoki.
Yes.
And Marvin, were you able to finish that one before the meeting?
Yes, I finished it.
Okay. So Marvin Bell
Yes.
and Eva, were you able to find your certificate?
I will send it as soon as I can.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, motion passes.
Thank you. Okay, item D, approval of allocating $500 as a neighborhood purposes grant to the Los Angeles Police Foundation for support of National Night Out on August the 6th at LAPD Southeast Division. Followed by a vote. I call for a motion to approve this allocation.
I motion to approve.
Frankie, thank you. And a second?
I second.
Thank you, Marvin. Okay, and now I call for a vote.
Joan Jacobs,
Yes.
Rosalie Preston, yes. Majeni Nixon,
Yes.
Laverne Frericks,
Yes.
Nita Stonehawker,
Yes.
Dave Trejo,
Yes.
Harvey Powell,
Yes.
Marvin Bell,
Yes.
Oscar Ruiz,
Yes.
Frankie Mays,
Yes.
Jackie Jackson,
Yes.
Craig Kusanokii.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes.
Thank you. That one. Okay, now 6E, item 6E, approval of increasing the monthly rent for the office, Office 205 to $690 per month. Are there any questions from anybody on this item? Yes.
So the building manager informed us last month that he would be asking for a 3% increase, so.
Okay, thank you.
So it goes from $670 to $690 per month.
Yeah, okay. Great, thank you very much. Okay, I call for a motion to approve the increase in the monthly rent for our office.
Rosalie makes the motion.
Thank you. And a second?
Second.
Thank you, Avi. And I call for the vote.
Joan Jacobs,
Yes.
Rosalie Preston, yes. Majeni Nixon,
Yes.
Laverne Frericks,
Yes.
Nita Stonehawker,
Yes.
Dave Trejo,
Yes.
Harvey Powell,
Yes. Yes.
Marvin Bell,
Yes.
Oscar Ruiz,
Yes.
Frankie Mays,
Yes.
Jackie Jackson,
Yes.
Craig Kusanokii.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes.
Thank you. Item 6F, approval of allocating up to $325 for a retractable banner with silver step base. Call for a motion to approve this. Are there any questions?
So we did approve a retractable banner in the last fiscal year, but for a lesser amount, and I had been trying to figure out the best quality because the previous retractable banners we purchased were the mechanisms broke too easily. And I noticed that the Los Angeles Public Library, they have large retractable banners with this really broad base that also would hold up better, you know, if you're outdoors in a windy situation. And I learned that it's called a silver step.
Okay.
So it is more expensive, but it should hold up longer. Plus the banner can be replaced to fit the mechanism. And it would be used at our tabling and our outreach events.
Okay. Thank you very much. Are there any other questions for Rosalie on this?
Nita has a question.
Who? Okay.
I was just curious if we'd done any looking around. I just happened to receive an email from Vistaprint that their signs and banners are 20% off for a limited time. I just wondered if we'd done any shopping around.
Well, Silver Step is a brand and of the base mechanism, and many different companies offer it. So we can look into whether Vistaprint would be a cheaper way. So yeah, it may not be, I mean, this would be up to that amount, but it may not
Right.
actually cost quite that amount.
Just thought I'd mention that they were having a sale.
Thank you, Nita. That was very helpful. Okay, so I call for a vote for the approval of allocating up to $325 for a retractable banner with silver step base.
Move for a vote?
Sorry, no, I called for a motion. I'm sorry. If somebody would make a motion?
I just did.
Thank you.
Oh, Nita made the motion.
Yes.
I'll
Call for a
I'll-
second. Oh, sorry.
Rosalie will second.
Okay, thank you. And I call for vote.
Joan Jacobs,
Yes.
Rosalie Preston, yes. Jenny Nixon,
Yes.
Laverne Frericks,
Yes.
Nita Stonehawker,
Yes.
Dave Trejo,
Yes.
Harvey Powell,
Yes.
Marvin
Yes.
Bell,
Yes.
Oscar Ruiz,
Yes.
Frankie May,
Yes.
Jackie Jackson,
Yes.
Craig Kusunoki.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Item 6G, approval of holding a board retreat in August 2024 and allocating up to $800 for meeting location and refreshments. Are there any questions regarding this?
So similar to what we did last year, we would probably hold it in that same room, 185 at 555 West Redondo Beach Boulevard. Because we've developed a relationship with the leasee of that space, and it actually looks a lot nicer than when we were meeting there. And it probably wouldn't cost anything except unless the building management charged us for the extra air conditioning on a Saturday in August. And then we'd probably order lunches from Mendocino Farms or a similar place. And or arrange to have it from like 9:30 to 2, and some speakers to develop board skills or different topics for issues that we want to work on during the coming fiscal year.
Okay. How long have you been has this been worked on, Rosalie? Because it's only a month away, basically.
Right. Well, we'll have to whip it together. It could be in later August. So
Okay.
that would give us a number of weeks.
Yeah. Have you got a committee together for this?
No, it'd probably be the executive committee, executive board,
Okay.
with input from our board members.
Yeah, I think we need input from the board members as well.
On the topic, so.
Yeah. Okay, are there any other questions or comments? Okay, then let us go forwards with, I call for a motion to approve holding the board retreat in August 2024 and allocating up to $800 for this event.
I motion to approve.
Thank you, Frankie. And I call for a second.
Second.
Thank you, Marby. And now I call for a vote.
Joan Jacobs,
Yes.
Rosalie Preston, yes. Majeni Nixon,
Yes.
Laverne Frericks,
Yes.
Nita Stonehawker,
Yes.
Dave Trejo,
Abstain.
Harvey Powell,
Yes.
Marvin Bell,
Yes.
Oscar Ruiz,
Yes.
Frankie May,
Yes.
Jackie Jackson,
Yes.
Craig Kusunoki.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, on to item number 7, which is position letters. 7A, approval of a revised comment letter on the Rexford Warehouse Office Building at 14400 South Figueroa Street in the city of LA, and 400 to 422 West Rosecrans Boulevard, which is the LA County case number, which has an LA County case number. Rosalie, I leave this for you.
So we presented the Planning and Land Use Committee presented a draft letter at our June 4th special board meeting, and Rexford Industries had sent a comment, their own comment on our comment letter, so it was referred back to the Planning and Land Use Committee, which met on June 27th and revised the letter, acknowledging that Rexford had made the effort to appear at a number of meetings, and but also clarifying the issue of the 24-hour, 7-day-a-week operation, which per the application from the county, which we just received a copy of yesterday from the county planner, after 6 p.m., there is not to be any outdoor activity on the property except that trucks can be loaded and unloaded, and trucks can come and go, but there's not supposed to be a lot of moving around in the outdoor area. So we tried to clarify that, but also added in, as we had learned from a previous warehouse application, that because one of the residents who lives on 146th Street, he can hear the beeping and noises from California Waste Services at night. And so there are types of equipment that can indicate reversing that are not the beeper. So that was one of the issues. And I think that was about it. I think Lou Watson wants to comment.
Hey, Lou, go ahead.
Can you hear me? I don't see
We can hear you, yes.
Okay. Referring to the July 12th revised letter, I am proposing that the letter is further revised to include certain items. The proposed letter suggested that we need to focus on, The letter didn't suggest this. I was told that we need to focus on comments on the potential impacts to our stakeholders of air pollution from trucks, noise from trucks, and operating at night. I agree to those. However, I am requesting that entire new section is added to this category, or heading is added to this letter. And that the heading for this letter is, this category is environmental justice concerns of stakeholders. Environmental concerns are kind of dispersed throughout this letter, so they're already there. I am requesting that they are put in one section, one category, so everyone will see them. And the first thing that I'm proposing is that on page 1, Rosalie, do you want to screen share this letter so we can see it?
Well, frankly, I'm wondering if we need to send it back to planning and land use. From talking with the county planner, we could still discuss it further at a July planning and land use committee meeting and get it all together for the board rather than.
I agree to that because this is going to be long and prolonged, and I think the planning and land use committee members need to really focus on this. So I'm willing to.
And since we, now we have the application, and I would also want to add in based on the application that we should specify that even though it's sort of indicated that no trucks would idle, we would just make that really clear that the trucks should not idle or queue off-site, that there should be no access to the site from Figueroa Street for the trucks, and that just reiterate about the outdoor activity. Okay, so I make a motion that we refer the letter again back to the Planning and Land Use Committee.
I would like to ask a question. Well, that's okay. What I'll do is I will send my suggestions or my proposal to the PLU committee. And you could send yours, and perhaps we could work on this before our July PLU meeting, so that there is not a lot of back and forth and discussion, because we might be able to come to a meeting of the mind.
Okay, I made a motion to refer it back to the Planning and Land Use Committee. Is there a second?
This is Madge, I second.
Okay.
Sorry, I was muted. Yes, thank you, Madge.
Okay, and I see that
if there are no
Josh.
more further questions or comments, then I will call for the vote.
Well, Josh Gertler of
Who?
representing Rexford is here and wants to say something.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, Rosalie. I wanted to let the board know that the Rexford team is here tonight on the Zoom call, available to answer questions. That seems to be a moot point at this point because it's going back to Plum. There are a couple factual inaccuracies in the letter that we'd love the opportunity to correct. We'd be happy to continue to collaborate with both Plum and this board of directors to ensure that the application facts are reflected accurately here. And we're happy to have a further discussion with any member of the board or the Plum committee, because this has been a very collaborative process, and we hope that it continues to be collaborative involving our team and our experts on all sorts of issues from traffic to environmental to the operators.
Okay, and Nita has her hand up.
Yes. I don't know. It seems to me as though limiting truck usage to loading and unloading after 6 p.m. Isn't much of a limit. If they're loading and unloading, they're moving.
So there, I think it's the reason why that's part of the application is they're trying to conform to the requirements of LA County's green zones and program, which applies to that location because of its distance. It's only 500 feet from residential, and the residential is in our neighborhood in our what we call our District 3. So
Okay.
so
My
that's
comment
the
would be,
language. Yeah,
if
that's
they are
their language.
still loading and unloading, how are they not still having environmental impact? I mean, if you
Well,
load
it's
one and
more
you
for the
unload one,
noise. The
they're
noise.
moving.
Yeah, it's the noise issue.
May I just step in here for a moment? Can all this be brought up at our PLU meeting?
Yes.
Okay, and the Environmental Justice Committee, I would hope that you would come to help with the environmental issues or concerns. And Mr. Girder, we would like to have something in definitive and in writing from you on these things that you're promising us. We would like to see it in writing. And
Well,
we-
we need to have your the issues that you want to clarify. Just send us an email with those new clarifications.
Need to have it in writing, and may I ask that you put the plan number on your documents that you send to us from now on, not just the address?
We're happy to do that. And again, we're happy to answer any questions tonight about the 24/7 operation. I think there's been a lot of dialogue about this at all previous meetings, and our team is available tonight if you'd like us to clarify ahead of the meeting, the next Plum Committee meeting. But we'll be happy to prepare a follow-up in writing with those items that are factually incorrect, and also be sure to include the case number on that letter. And again, you know, our entire team of experts is here available to engage and work with this group to answer any questions, clarify any concerns, and specifically address what it is we are proposing. So I hope that this committee this board and the committee utilizes the resources of our team, because we have been working on this extensively for a long time and have a lot of expertise on some of the issues that are of concern, and we would appreciate the opportunity to address those completely with adequate time.
I object to this being brought forward here at the board meeting. This has been asked to go back to committee where it belongs. It is not before the board tonight. It is coming before the Planning and Land Use Committee, where we should take all of this up. Not tonight. There's a board agenda, and what you're suggesting is not on the agenda tonight, but it will be on the Planning and Land Use Committee agenda, where we will have time to go over it and discuss it. And by that time, you will have provided for us in writing what you're saying that Rexford is planning to do. That is very important to us, not just for you just saying it to us. We need to see it in writing, please.
And Brian Garcia from Rexford has his hand up. Sorry, I was muted.
go.
Please take
Yeah.
the floor. Yes.
Yes, as far as being in writing, just want to let you know that now that you have a copy of the county application, everything that we said will be also reflected in that application that we made to the county. So not only will it be in writing from us, you will have a copy of the county application where we have been required by the county to do these things, and our plans and the application will reflect everything also. So no, we're not promising you anything that's not on that application, just so you'll have it both ways.
Thank you. It does seem as if this probably should go to the Planning and Land Use Committee again. So
I agree. I just want to let you know that as far as in writing, everything that we're talking about, the inaccuracies are on the application as presented to the county. So it will be, we'll put a narrative to those things that are shown on the plans.
Okay, thank you. Is that sufficient, Lou?
Yes.
We need to have a vote on the tabling. So we've
Yes,
made
I
a
know,
motion.
but we haven't quite finished. I'm just trying to get it all sorted out. Okay, so you have made a motion and there are no other questions, comments? Thank you.
Yes,
I second.
Wait a minute, I do. It is not the table vote.
Sorry, Lou, sorry. I need to know who seconded. Who seconded?
I did.
Madge seconded.
I seconded
What was the
it
motion?
first time.
Hush.
The
I'm sorry.
motion is to
One
table
person.
the item and send it back to the Planning and Land Use Committee.
Okay.
That was the motion?
Yes.
It is now,
Okay.
yes.
I just wanted to know what the motion was. They got kind of convoluted in all the discussion.
Yeah, I just couldn't hear when everybody was talking. That was all. So,
Okay.
yes.
And I
Good.
seconded.
Thank you, Eva, for clarifying.
Yeah,
that.
Madge already seconded it.
Great. Now call for a vote.
Joan Jacobs,
Yes.
Rosalie Preston, yes. Jenny Nixon, yeah.
Yes.
Laverne Frericks,
Yes.
Nita Stonehawker,
Yes.
Dave Trejo,
Yes.
Arvie Powell. Arvie,
Yes. Can you hear me? Yes.
yes, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Marvin Bell,
Yes.
Oscar Ruiz,
Yes.
Frankie Mays,
Yes.
Jackie Jackson,
Yes.
Craig Kusunoki.
Yes.
A motion passes.
Okay, thank you very much. So now to our final position letter is approval of a comment letter on VM Scan Inc. on their City of Los Angeles license application for cannabis retail at 11-1500 South Vermont Avenue, DCR record number LAR 24310065-ANN, Council District 8, HGNNC District 6, and followed by a vote. Thank you. Are there, Rosalie, would you like to take that?
So basically, we're just making a comment letter on the procedure, the approval procedure, because as we found out right before our June 27th Planning and Land Use Committee meeting, the cannabis retail at 11500 South Vermont Avenue, the public hearing was held on May 30th, and that was the date that comment had to be submitted, written comment. The VM Scan notified us by email on May 22nd. And so that notification only gave the neighborhood council 8 days. And that, you know, it's impossible for us to review and come up with a comment letter in that amount of time. So that's something that we are indicating in our letter, that while the Department of Cannabis Regulation has improved a lot on the public input process for these applications, there's still some aspects that need to be improved, including the amount of notification that we receive. So that's what we're asking. And then the final public hearing was held on June the 6th. A representative was at our June 4th board meeting and spoke under public general public comment, but never mentioned that the public hearing was 2 days later. So, and then later, there's still confusion as to whether something that I read on the Department of Cannabis Regulation website said that it was up to the applicant to notify the residents within 500 feet and also the neighborhood council, but in the letter of approval, which we saw a copy of, much after the approval, it seemed to indicate that that was the responsibility of the Department of Cannabis Regulation. And I did walk along 115th Street, east of Vermont Avenue, and a little bit on Menlo Avenue, talking to some of the residents a couple of days before our Planning and Land Use Committee meeting, and no one had received written notification. So that's another issue. So basically our comment letter is that, the whole approval process needs to be revised. The one comment we did hear from a previous resident or leasee of the same building was that, in her opinion, the cannabis retail customers and staff take up most of the parking spaces in the lot to the east of the building. So then that makes it difficult for other people leasing space in that building to have their customers or clients park. And one of the considerations for approval is that there's adequate parking so that the customers of the cannabis retail do not park on the city streets or, take up resident parking. And a couple of the residents expressed concern that the site was so close to the residents. And that's something else we point in our letter, that whereas normally when you use the term sensitive uses, such as with oil drilling, sensitive uses include residential, schools, and churches, and also businesses that would create air pollution. It's includes residences, churches, schools, parks, etc. But with the cannabis retail, the definition of sensitive uses leaves out residences. So we're suggesting that should be added in. Also, in the regulation, the distance from the sensitive uses is 700 feet. And the Washington Primary School is about 770 feet away. So we're suggesting that the limit should be increased to 1,000 feet. As I recall, originally, when the ordinance was being worked on, community people wanted a 1,500-foot distance. The cannabis industry wanted 500 feet, so they ended up compromising on 700 feet. And now every year the cannabis retail have to reapply to be licensed through the city of LA, so we can kind of monitor the situation and see how things develop over the coming year.
Okay, thank you. Are there questions for Rosalie on anything that she has said? I think it's pretty clear. Okay.
And
Yes,
I think
Dave.
I think what Rosalie's communicating sounds clear. I agree on that. I think the letter, I don't know that all that gets across in the letter though. The letter seems more like a comment about the process. I'm wondering if we can add a sentence to like clearly and unequivocally state that, at least from my perspective, it doesn't sound like we support this business moving forward in general.
Well, we can't really say that. You have to have, you know, legal grounds for why, if it's within 700 feet of a school or actually a childcare center or another cannabis retail, those are kind of the grounds that you can oppose it. Or if their actions, you know, if they're allowing people to smoke outside or create a big trash issue, which I think there's some indication is happening, but we have to have documentation. We did discuss it with Officer Martinez, the senior lead for the area. And he said that there had been no reports of any incidents at the location. So that would be another reason that you could oppose if there had been. So that's why we worded it in the way we did. But over the coming year, you know, if we and some of the local residents kind of monitoring it and get things on the record, then when it comes up for renewal, their license in next June, you know, we'll be kind of more aware of the timeline, and we might be able to cite some specific reasons.
Got it. We can't, you're saying we can't protest in general because on like philosophical grounds that we don't support more cannabis
Right.
businesses.
Right. Because it fits. I mean, another reason would be like in our neighborhood council falls within 3 different community plan areas.
Yeah.
So the Harbor Gateway Community Plan, where the other cannabis retail who spoke to us, the Drop on Rosecrans, they are within the Harbor Gateway Community Plan has a much lower limit for cannabis retail than a lot of the other community plans because we cover Harbor Gateway North and South, and because Harbor Gateway South has those huge areas with warehouses and industrial, together our population is a lot lower, and they base it on one cannabis retail per, I can't remember if it's per 100,000 people, maybe. So anyway, the Drop fits within the number that are allowed in the Harbor Gateway Community Plan area. And that's the only one in that plan. All the others are in the Harbor Gateway South area. In this one comes under the South LA Community Plan, and they still have openings for retail cannabis. So, you know, it fits within that. There hasn't been documented criminal activity. They haven't been selling to underage people. They haven't allowed smoking outside or the fumes or even inside, although I thought I smelled something when I walked past there on that one day. So, but without documentation, you really cannot, and you can't, you know, it's the law of the city, and the city
Yeah.
has set up their licensing process. So as long as they fit within that, unless you really have reasons. So we
Yeah.
focused on the process. And
the Vermont Community Clinic is still up and running right next to it.
Next to it in that building, I'm not really sure what's in that.
Yeah, like when I pulled it up on Google Maps, if you look at it from a certain angle, there's like just hundreds of people lined up outside the Vermont clinic, including children, I'm sure, that are getting services consistently there at 11502.
Yeah, well, we haven't talked to them, so. I'm not sure if they're even there, because the other, the woman I talked to, she was running a nonprofit. And it was families and fathers and mothers, trying to remember the rest of it, but they might have been the ones. I don't know when the photo was taken. But
Yeah.
they moved away because of the parking situation. Yeah.
And I think those lines were when they were doing the food giveaway.
Yeah.
Right. So that would have been the nonprofit that's
Right.
no longer
I don't
there.
think they're there any longer. They're
Right.
gone.
No, and they would not have been in support, but just because it impacted their ability to carry out their mission.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It just seems
Yeah.
unfortunate that a community clinic gets driven out for lack of parking and cannabis moves in and
Right. It is,
Yeah.
I mean, it isn't something that we're totally happy with, but
We don't have a reason to, a lawful reason.
and
to say
it's
no.
already been, and the thing is, it's already been licensed, so the
Yeah.
city already approved it. And because we were unaware of those dates in a timely manner, in the record, it states that only one person came to the community meeting and they spoke in favor of it. So I'm sure it was someone that the cannabis retail had recruited, but whatever. So that's why getting the whole process to be more realistic for the neighborhood council review and approval is so important, because if we had been able to make sure that our impacted stakeholders were notified, a lot more people could have submitted written comment or attended the in-person hearing, and that impacts then the final decision on approval.
Okay, thank you. Eva, did you have a question or a comment?
No, I didn't. That was just a comment.
Okay, thank you. All right, so do we have a motion to approve this letter?
Rosalie makes the motion.
Okay, thank you, Rosalie. And a second?
I second.
Thank you, Marvin. Then if there are no further comments, questions, I will call for a vote.
Joan Jacobs,
Yes.
Rosalie Preston, yes. Jenny Nixon,
Yes.
Laverne Frericks,
Yes.
Nita Stonehawker,
Yes.
Dave Trejo,
Yes.
Arby Powell. Is Arby still here? Okay. Marvin Bell,
Yes. Yes.
Oscar Ruiz,
Yes.
Frankie Mays,
Yes.
Jackie Jackson,
Yes.
Craig Kusunoki.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. And just so our new youth rep knows, you will not be able, when you've taken all the trainings, you will not be able to vote on financial matters, but letters like this, you will be able to vote on.
Thank you.
In future, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, item number 8, board business and announcements. 8A, are there any reports from committee chairs?
Just a reminder that we're gonna try to set up a outreach committee meeting for Thursday, October 18th.
October the 18th. Okay, thank you, Rosalie. Any other reports from committee chairs? Okay. So any
It's
brief
not a
announcements?
report, but Joan, I'm sorry. It's
Sorry,
not a
go
report. I have a question because is it for Helen? Is our
Helena.
new Helena. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I took the training, I took all of them back in June. So what is it that's not showing, or what is it that you need? Because Cornerstone is probably the worst programming I've ever seen in my life. It's not user friendly. It constantly eliminates stuff. And I took all of the others are online, but that one's not. So what is it that you need?
Yeah. So let me first just say there are 5 trainings all board members have to complete. And that is ethics, funding, the code of conduct, anti-bias, gender expression, gender identity. All as of the bonk policy, as of July 1st of this year, all of those trainings need to be completed and up to date in order to be eligible to vote. If the code of conduct is not completed, you won't count towards quorum. So that's why it was really important. Everyone got that done, so that's good. And then moving forward, so like, is Finesse still here? So like, make sure you complete the code of conduct within 30 days. Because that especially will result in receiving a suspension. After 30 days of suspension, if it still isn't complete, then it moves to bonk and the individual is removed. So for you,
And online, it shows all of my others show complete, and that's the only one that doesn't.
So the one for you, it was so ethics and funding. So let me hold on. So those are the 5 trainings. Code of conduct, the amended one, anti-bias, and the gender expression, gender identity trainings. Those you complete once and you're done. The ethics training and the funding training, they expire every 2 years. So every 2 years, all board members need to renew those trainings. And at this time, the ethics one is expired. So that's the one that would need to be
Conduct.
complete.
What about the code of conduct?
Your code of conduct is great. I'm on the website now. It looks like, yeah, that was completed on June 2nd. The anti-bias was completed on June 8th. And I would be happy to share my screen so you can see if it helps to like show you how to read that the roster on our website. I'd be happy to do that. But I'm sending a copy. I'm going to send you everything in my follow-up email. And please know all of this is coming from Bonk. They reign supreme over even my department. Their policies, they even supersede bylaws. So it's really important that their policy is followed. And again, if a board is found, it is possible if there are votes made and folks were ineligible, that can result in needing to do a revote on everything that was passed. And that is why I stress, and I am so sorry to interrupt during your meeting, but that's why I stress that. So if you have that training
it's
done.
okay. I didn't, if you had to declare me inactive for this meeting, that's fine. I did them all in June. I don't know how they have 4 out of 5 and 1 is missing. I don't get that, but
well, but
I'll make sure.
Eva, you're gonna look into Cornerstone and see if you could
Yeah,
find
I am. I'm going to look into
your
Cornerstone.
certificate. Yeah.
Cornerstone drives me crazy. It's not user
Yeah.
friendly. It's just not.
You are welcome. All of you are always welcome. If you can directly go to our admin team at communications at Empower LA. But if it's easier, you are always welcome to email me directly and I can I can include our admin team in the response so I have visibility into what you're experiencing. And we can have them support you if there's technical assistance needed. At this time, there aren't any known major cornerstone issues. So if there could always be a one-off issue, but please email me. Do not hesitate to reach out. And as far as the ethics and funding trainings, the dates under those on our website, and I'm going to link this in my follow-up email as well, those indicate when the training expires, not when the training was taken. So if I'm just gonna pull a pretend one. Under someone, their ethics train expiration date shows 5/16/26. That means in May 16th, 2026, that training will expire. So as long as they renew it before then, so they can renew it 3 to 6 months before, whatever makes most sense for someone to complete it in time. But the dates under those isn't when you took the training, it's when it expires. Hopefully that helps.
Okay.
And like I said,
All right,
all of
thank
this,
you.
I'm even gonna share a screenshot with, I went through and put arrows and blocked out in red to show you all. So hopefully that helps.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you both. Thank you, Helena. Okay, any other, a brief announcement from board members? July the 23rd is the general membership meeting and District 8 report on June 19th, 116th Place Block Club. 116th Place Block Club meeting. Okay, thank you.
So just to reiterate, the July 23rd general membership meeting will be held at the 555 West Redondo Beach Boulevard in person in room 185. And we have confirmed a speaker from Bureau of Street Services to answer a lot of questions. We're trying to get also someone from Caltrans.
Okay.
And yeah, Oscar might want to just briefly talk about the block club meeting because a lot of people turned out and it was a really good chance to
Terrific.
hear from stakeholders.
Oscar, would you like to give us a brief rundown of the block club meeting?
Yeah, so it was a big turnout. I'm glad everyone there is participating and being active in their community. One thing, I was speaking with Dell, and I know she was telling me that she is new to the whole neighborhood council and everything. So I was just promoting to her, telling her, you can always get information by signing up to our newsletter, but also joining Nextdoor, the app. I know if you sign up for Nextdoor, you can put what neighborhood you live in, and it kind of just builds a community with your neighbors. And then I was talking to Rosalie that I did see some new black fencing along Imperial. I forgot the name of the other street, but I was hoping we can get that new black fencing, especially underneath the freeway, the 105 on Stanford. I know that was another concern for Dell, with having people go and do illegal dumping next to the freeway fence. And then I know also there's that big issue with the lighting. The lighting has been out for a long time now. But like Nick said, that they are a little behind, but as long as everyone keeps reporting the lights out and just keeping an eye out for anybody stealing copper wire, that'll be a big help.
What's up? Oh, it's hot steam in here. I
Oh.
can't hear you. What do you eat?
So I
Oh,
guess, I
Eva,
think that's the end of.
what is happening?
What did you eat? What did you eat?
Okay, can you, Arby, can
Arby,
you?
did you have something you would like to add?
No.
Okay. Eva?
No,
No.
thank you.
Okay. Then I would like, Eva, you have your hand up? It looks like Eva.
Oh, that should be down. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay, no problem. Then I will adjourn this meeting and thank you all very much for coming. I know it has been a bit of a long meeting, but it was really important. And thank you all for your input and for joining us. Okay,
Thank you.
good night. Thank you, Helena.
Stay safe, everyone. Cool.